Whenever we talk improvements to Nintendo Switch, one of the most oft-requested updates / features is a better eShop. An eShop that's easier to navigate. An eShop that does a better job of highlighting cool titles. An eShop that helps players decipher and decide which games they want to spend their hard-earned money on. Well, today Nintendo has updated and hopefully upgraded the eShop, and we're going to dive in and see if they've actually done a good job and if the changes make the difference that we have been wanting from the very beginning. This was an under-the-radar update. It's not tied to any sort of system, firmware, or anything like that. They just decided, hey, they're going to make 4 specific changes to the eShop. The first one is adding this featured tab, which is actually a really cool deal because it brings in old titles and new titles, indie titles, and full retail titles, first-party titles, and third-party titles, and kind of highlights an eclectic mix of some things that you might want to check out. So alongside the best sellers list, now you have this featured tab that looks to highlight a lot of different games. Some of them are older, some of them are newer, some of them are indie and AAA, some third-party, some first-party. Pretty darn cool. You got things like Snipper Clips and 1-2 Switch from launch. You've got things like Flint Hook, that is an indie darling. You've got things like Floor Kids, which is a whole lot of fun. Sonic Mania, since the new version is coming. Graceful Explosion Machine, one of my favorite OG Switch indies. Pokken Tournament, Enter the Gungeon, Kirby. So it's a nice mix, and I love that it starts off with something old and something new. That's a good sign. All right, they've also changed deals to great deals. Now, that is nothing more than a verbiage shift, but okay. A lot of these deals are clearly great because I've already purchased the games. No, they're actually good deals. Astro Bears for 99 cents is a banger of a sale, but even some of this Lego stuff for 50% off is really good. And a 59-cent Switch game, count me in. Okay, next up, this one is really cool. The best sellers list now lists 30 titles. So there are more games on here than ever before, and it gives a lot of games that may not have the oomph, the power to reach, say, number 1, like Curse of the Moon or Wizard of Legend or Mega Man, but it gives some titles some spotlight that might not, like N++, Pixel Junk Monsters 2. Celeste has been at the top of the charts for a while, so it's still holding on at number 30, and retail titles alike. But what's cool here is they've also added this download-only games tab. So if you want to see just things that are download-only, you can now sort that way, which I think is really good. And you'll notice that it gives a lot of light to more indies. Celeste moves up to number 19, which is interesting. So it's basically adding at least 11 titles here, which is pretty darn cool. So you got things like Runner 3 and Frederick and Robonauts making the list that otherwise wouldn't. Brawlout, it's great to see there. Death Road to Canada, Plague Road, Icy. Very cool to see a lot of these games get more spotlights. So it may not be a perfect update. It may not be the ultimate upgrade, but I think this is actually a pretty nice shift. Again, they added this featured tab, another way to find out about games. They changed deals to great deals because, hey, they've had some really good deals lately. And bestsellers is now expanded to include 30 titles with numbers. And download-only games is a sortable option so that you can just see what you can pick up from the eShop exclusively. That is really cool. I like these updates. I like these upgrades. How do you feel about the changes to the eShop? Do they do what you have wanted them to do? Do they make it easier to navigate? Do they make it a better experience? Do they help the good games filter to the top, or do you think they need to do more? Is this just a half step? Let me know your take in the comments down below what you would like to see changed from this eShop, or hey, if you're perfectly happy, let us know that as well. I do think these are great changes. Is it the best thing they could have done? Is it the ultimate thing they could have done? There's always more work to be done, but I think this is a step in the right direction, and it's a nice one before E3 when a whole lot of announcements come and when a whole lot of great games launch in June, from Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy to Wolfenstein 2, Mario Tennis Aces, and Sushi Strikers. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from the Switch and cool updates like this one. Follow us on Twitter and Discord. We'll be at E3, so you're going to want to follow us for up-to-the-minute updates. Links to those in the description down below. And for myself, thanks so much for watching. Fantastic day. I love you. Switch Force out.